Good morning. It's the 16th of December 2025. It's amazing when you start digging what you find out, when you go down certain rabbit holes. Of course, your heart goes out to every single person that was killed in Australia. Every single loss of life is bad. It's not good. But then you find out that the mainstream media, whoever they are, wherever they're from, comes out immediately blaming Islamic State group and naming the two people involved. Naveed Akram, age 24, Sajid Akram, age 50, both Islamic terrorists. Interesting how they know it before the police have even investigated it. That should tell you something. But now the police have investigated it, they're keeping very quiet because they found out that Sajid Akram, who the mainstream media shouted out was the main man, the 50-year-old man who did it, real name, David Cohen. Allegedly. Oh, there's a surprise. Or is it? When you've got a man running the country called Benjamin Netanyahu, whose real name is Benjamin Milikowski from Poland, and you've got Ben Gurion, whose real name is David Grun from Poland, and Ariel Sharon, who's really Ariel Chinaman from Belarus, and Shimon Peres, who was Shimon Persky from Poland. It's hardly surprising that when the leaders of these countries keep changing their names, that they change the names of everybody else. It's interesting when you do this that you find out that David Cohen had 10 years in the IDF and worked for Mossad. Allegedly. Paul, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie. Hello, everyone. Well, my first story. President Donald Trump has now filed a $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the BBC, accusing the broadcaster of manipulating video from his January the 6th speech to falsely suggest he incited the violence at the US Capitol. The suit claims a 2024 BBC documentary spliced together remarks made an hour apart and paired them with unrelated protest footage. The BBC has since admitted the edit was misleading and issued a formal apology.
Well, this is all part of the downfall of the BBC. And thank goodness that Donald Trump is encouraging it, because they're a forum by themselves because young people don't watch the television anymore. They're all on their iPads and iPhones. And I'll tell you right now, they don't watch the BBC because everyone knows, everyone outside of the BBC knows that there's nothing on there worth watching. And there's very, very little of truth in there. They used to be the trusted source of information, but they lost their way. People realise that. The younger generation already realise that and have no interest in what you've got to say, because what you said for the last 10 to 15 years has not been true. Now, as a standard practice in a court of law in the United Kingdom, if anything you say, anything, one line is untrue, then they tend to regard everything else you say as a lie. And this is exactly how the British public regard the BBC. They know that they're a bunch of fraudsters. They also know that they protect and hide paedophiles. Allegedly. There's a number of things why young people are not watching the BBC. When you harbour paedophiles and you spread misinformation, disinformation, or as I call it, blatant lies, then people stop listening. And when you're protecting people who actually abuse children, which there's not just one or two, there's a lot of them, allegedly, and it's not just the BBC, then people turn off. Very, very simple, isn't it, Paul?
Oh, absolutely, Charlie. I mean, I stopped watching the BBC many moons ago, and you're absolutely right on every point there. Well, it leads me into my next story. Former President Joe Biden is reportedly struggling to raise enough private funding to build a presidential library. According to the New York Times, discussions are now underway about merging a potential Biden library with existing Biden-related institutions at the University of Delaware. One former Democratic donor told the paper Biden would be lucky to have a bookmobile. I mean, Charlie, this man has not just fallen from grace, he's jumped 2 feet first into the abyss.
He's probably run out of space in his open-top car to put all his presidential documents that he shouldn't have in. And my next story did make me smile, because as we move into a world with a new currency backed by something of value, asset-backed, Samsung have just ordered some silver from London. And London don't have it. A bit like Fort Knox didn't have the gold they said they had, London doesn't have the silver it said it had. So Samsung have had to go to Mexico to buy their silver. Hence the spike in prices. So when we tell you to invest in gold or silver, it's because we know that it's a secure place to do. That was the news on the 16th of December 2025. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.
Take care. God bless everyone.
Noble Gold. Real assets. Real value. Your wealth protected.